They say I abandoned my son. But here's what I found in the court's own books, a profit hook that robs dads of years. What you're about to hear is 100% factual and verifiable. If you're watching this, listen to every word and watch to the very end. Then share it with a parent, neighbor, brother, or sister. This affects every citizen, every taxpayer in America. This truth bomb will hit you so hard your children's children will feel it, and every word I say. You can fact check. Census shows men earn about $10,000 more per year than women. But in family court, that difference is exploited. 80% of custodial parents are mothers. Fathers, even those with spotless records, average only 35% of parenting time. That means in 10 years a dad loses 6+ years with his child. That's not abandonment, that's policy. The less time a father has, the bigger the support order. And under Title 4D, bigger orders mean more federal money flowing through the state. In 2015, families were supposed to receive $33.7 billion in child support. They got $20 billion. That's $13.7 billion missing in 1 year. And that doesn't include the 5% fee state skim. In 2022, the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement admitted that in TANF cases, states keep about 2/3 of payments and only pass on 1/3. From 2018 to 2024, states retained about $8.2 billion this way. That's not reimbursement, that's revenue. Now South Carolina. In 2022, the TANF budget was $163,009,379. That's taxpayer money, and under Title 4D the state kept 2/3, about $107 million, while only $56 million reached families. On top of that, the state skims 5% fees off every child support payment, about $62 million more each year. And don't think this is paying salaries or pensions. Those are already funded by federal tax dollars. On top of it, South Carolina receives $160, $190 million in guaranteed federal Title 4D funding. The fees and 2/3 retention are pure profit. The flip side. In 2022, the average TANF benefit for a family of 3 in South Carolina was only about $280 a month. Thousands went without because lawmakers tightened rules to keep families from qualifying. The fewer who get help, the more money stays in the pot. Whatever's left at year's end. The state keeps it and spends it however it wants. That's not supporting kids. That's systematic theft of taxpayer money. And every state runs the same playbook. Federal TANF block grants, 2/3 of support retained. Fees skimmed, incentives paid to states based on how many non-custodial parents they put on the books. The bigger their collections, the more bonus money they get. It's a racket. Salaries and benefits are already covered. Federal funds already flow. Retention and fees are pure profit. States literally compete with each other for incentive money. This is a profit model built on family destruction. Now my proof. In 2012, after my ex and I split, I voluntarily walked into court and set up child support to come directly out of my paycheck. Nobody chased me. I wanted to make sure I was always paying. 2 years later, when my ex stopped honoring our 50/50ths agreement, I filed papers for visitation. That's when the fraud began. I was coerced into every other weekend. They imputed my income, doubled my support, and stacked fake arrears on top of 2 years of payments I had already made. My side was never heard. And here's the smoking gun. I still have my certified blue ink copies of my 2014 visitation filing. But if you pull the case file today, the first papers are stamped 5 minutes earlier than my certified copies with handwriting and signatures that aren't mine. That's forgery. That fraudulent filing flipped the outcome and has dictated the last 15 years of my life and my son's life. I will be disclosing those certified documents in upcoming videos. Once you see them, there's no denying the fraud. And let me leave you with this. What I've lived through is the worst thing a father could imagine. Having your son legally kidnapped by a court system. First, your time cut down to weekends. Then, every parental right stripped away. The fact that I haven't been able to see, touch, or even talk to my son in person in over 8 years has been one of the most excruciating pains and life-altering challenges I've ever endured. No family should be torn apart like this. No child should grow up without their father. And no father should ever have to live through his ex and the court system legally kidnapping his child. The pain was so intense it felt like a heart attack. But how? Can you have a heart attack when your heart is already broken? That's what it felt like for me. Now imagine being a confused, innocent little child having to go through it. This is for the exposed. Come stand with us in the truth. We are army under God, indivisible, fighting for liberty and justice for all our children. Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed. Psalm 82:4.